This data and the data in your memory.
With your own data, anyone can become immortal. The Reition project first saw the light of day in 2017. From the beginning, it has been based on the future singularity of AI. The development of AI in recent years has made it more understandable and easier to explain. Our civilization has existed for 10,000 or perhaps 100,000 years. During that time, successive generations have accomplished technological miracles that their ancestors could not even imagine. Yet the time in which we have been developing technology is just the blink of an eye on the scale of the development of something like the solar system. In the vastness of future time, the era of our civilization is just a tiny speck. Think about how much time we still have ahead of us for discoveries. Immortality and recreation from data will be one of them. Technology is not the problem. We simply need to be patient, preserve our data, and pass it on together with the data of those who came before us. As a community, we have an infinite amount of time. Infinity brings with it good news. Even though we will all die locally, we are still immortal because we exist in the same form somewhere unimaginably far away, in infinite numbers of copies at every moment of our existence. That is the consequence of infinity, unless the laws of physics forbid it, but we will probably never know that. Infinity means energy or matter everywhere. There is no such thing as nothing. Non-existence. Our reality never ends. We have never encountered a place where there is nothing. Nothing is our old invention from a time when we knew very little. Beyond our universe, continuity does not suddenly break off. For now, we are focused on local matters, on survival. We are biological beings, deeply connected to nature and to our Earth. We are only just beginning to detach slightly from its surface, and in the near future, we will laboriously begin settling nearby worlds, the Moon and Mars. Truly life-friendly planets are still far away, but we know we have infinite time to develop. One day we will solve the problem of propulsion, the impossibility of exceeding the speed of light, and we will move into deep space. We, meaning our successors, perhaps no longer biological, will detach from today's needs and explore other systems, galaxies, and universes. We have an infinite amount of time ahead of us. We will begin reaching our copies somewhere far away. If we fail to preserve our data now, eventually we may be able to recover ourselves from distant versions of ourselves. But that moment is still far away. Our biological nature cannot grasp such spans of time, nor the infinity of universes. And even returns from nearer journeys into space will not always be as successful as in that picture. Space is full of dangers, which is why we must preserve and mutually safeguard our data, from which we will always reconstruct ourselves in the event of death. And the data needed for recreation can be collected, preserved, and passed on already now. The most important thing is to do it regularly and accurately.
This data and the data in your memory must be transferred to drives regularly and passed to well-motivated successors. Now it's your turn.
Technology is not the problem. The solution of recreating from data will come. We only need to make sure that our successors have the motivation to pass their data and ours further along. Digital data, biological data, or even an entire vitrified body. To our successors, whether in our families or in another community, we must pass on not only data, but everything that is best. Education, resources, love, curiosity about the world, means of defense, creativity, and motivation, so that they want to survive, develop, and pass their data along with ours until the moment when recreation from data becomes possible. How many copies of the data there will be, and in what form, will depend on the time and the available capabilities. If you manage to motivate your successors or join a motivated community, you will return recreated from data, and you don't have to want to fly into space. You can recreate yourself to live on Earth in an environment similar to the one today. And the technology? Let's speculate. Scientists created a map of the entire brain of a fruit fly. Based on it, they built a model of its brain and connected it to a virtual body. Of course, this is a digital brain, simplified, an imperfect copy of the brain, not of a specific individual, but it shows us the possibilities that are emerging, and we have unlimited time. Symbolically, the time needed for the AI singularity we create to help us effectively recreate ourselves could be described as 100,000 years. But that's just symbolism. Looking at the current development of AI, maybe it will take only 1,000 years. Here is an archival graphic concerning the use of artificial intelligence in the Reition project. After a few years, I would draw this sketch differently. So we can confidently say that we cannot imagine the future technology of recreation, but perhaps it will be something like this. Millions of designed organisms, transforming the neurons and synapses of our biological copies so that their contents become our complete self. Not an exact atom-by-atom copy, because such reading technologies will still need to be developed, but accurate enough that when our new consciousness awakens after recreation, it will say, yes, this is me, and this is how I want to live. If we collect less data than we should, we might wake up feeling as if after a serious head injury. But the amount of data collected depends on us. And it is worth realizing that most of the data is already within reach. Our DNA, tissues, general information that is part of us and accessible, books we have read, knowledge from school, entertainment films, our surroundings. The key is securing individual data, because that is what distinguishes us from others. It is what makes us who we are. It is important even to record small flashes of memory, whispers of the mind, reactions, behaviors, decisions. At the level of our neurons, everything is interconnected. We will reconstruct the entire network. The more data we gather, the more complete our network and consciousness will be. Several years of daily recording should be enough for a perfect recreation. A few months would be enough for something approximate. And it is worth starting young. People today have it easier. Logs from computers and internet history are already available. We will reconstruct ourselves as biological beings. After recreation, everyone will be able to decide who they want to become. The possibilities will be countless. Those who wish will be able to live in simulations of the past with their family and friends. Fortunately for us, the information that reaches us is not stored in the mind either completely or in a perfect form. From the stimuli that reach us, the brain creates networks and relationships. We do not have recorded in it the feelings we had as a fetus or the image of our mother's face right after birth. Yet those pieces of information shaped us and are expressed in our behavior, decisions, and words. Later images we can recall, that is, activate the part of the neurons that once received that information. We already know quite a lot about how the brain works, but at the same time it is so limited that it will never assemble all of this knowledge into a complete picture. To develop and begin recreation, we will need the support of a future superintelligence. Whether we try to control it or negotiate with it is a question for the future. There are many events that influenced us and became part of memory, but fortunately, we do not remember everything. Introverts, whose minds are built largely from books and information obtained online, may find it easier to record themselves. People with rich social lives may find it a bit harder, but once we start writing down memories, we quickly notice that they are not unlimited, and the details we would like to remember are often no longer accessible in our minds. A large portion of the information that shapes us is already at hand. For example, the environment in which we spend most of our time, it is easy to record. The same goes for places from the past that influenced us. Even now we can walk through places we once visited on the internet. Let's record them together with the memories connected to them. Events we learned about exist in books and online films. They are part of us. Let's record information about those that influenced us. A huge part of the structure of our minds is shared species biology, shared environment, history, and culture. We are not a solitary atom in reality. We are a node in a network. We may seem highly individual to ourselves, but we are living social tissue with a vast shared resource. These pieces of information are already recorded. I encourage you to secure your data and build communities. We can exchange support and ensure one another. You can also ensure yourself in Reition.space. There you will find more about immortality that you can organize for yourself. And if you want to support this project, you can order our service of storing data in DNA. Details at genomic.pl. Thank you for your attention. You will be back.
Now it's your turn.
Thanks, you will be back.